Hey average viewers, Naisha here, just an average girl, and welcome back to my Squid Game Wonka theory. Now, if you haven't seen the first video, you can just click on this link up here and check it out. Now, let's discuss our creators, Willy Wonka and Oh Il-nam.
They certainly have nothing in common, minus the fact that they are both wealthy, well-to-do gentlemen.
Wonka is a businessman who feels that he's getting up in age, so he needs to pass his business on to someone that is worthy.
So he then creates a competition in the guise of winning a lifetime supply of chocolate.
Oh Il-nam is a businessman by trade.
So he and his friends decide to pass the time by creating a game to give poor, unfortunate people the chance to make it rich by surviving.
However, for Il-nam, and Il-nam alone, I noticed that he was looking for something more.
The thing that gets me is how our creators portray themselves to their contestants. For Wonka, what do we first encounter when he reveals himself to everyone? He comes off old and frail.
For Oh Il-nam, yes, he had a brain tumor, but was the dementia real?
To us, the viewer, he looks like he's an old man that is struggling to remember things. But how do we know that that wasn't an act? Now, both creators have created a deadly game in hopes of finding something important, and they are willing to play along just to witness who might the winner be.
Unknown to us viewers, they already know who would win.
We learn that when Il-nam let Seong win the marble game, even though he caught him lying in his face, Il-nam knew something, that Seong would survive this. He even sealed the deal by giving him his jacket.
Wonka knew Charlie would be the winner, but he wanted to make sure by testing him. And thus, we enter the fizzy lifting room.
By the way, if you haven't noticed, the bubbles, don't they kind of remind you of floating marbles?
The connection between Charlie and Wonka is no different than Il-nam and Seong.
The whole time the tests were going on, both Wonka and Il-nam were watching their characters as they are number one, and Charlie and Seong are always last.
You might as well give Charlie the number 456 on the sweater. Now we come to our climax, where both our concepts have one more test to undergo.
Seong is the winner.
And he gets an invite to meet an old friend.
He is called to a room where Il-nam is actually alive, but he wanted to play one last game before he dies. He wanted to see if someone would save a random person who was freezing to death in the cold before midnight.
In Charlie's case, him and his grandpa are the last to end the tour. Instead of winning a lifetime supply of chocolate, they get
nothing!
Oh hey, both are main characters. And the creator in the same room that has a swinging clock. Huh.
Before Charlie left, he gave up the gobstopper that Wonka gave him.
Which could have made him rich if he gave it to the enemy, but instead, he showed unselfishness. Now that I think about it, Seong also gave up a gift that was given to him by the creator. Huh.
As for Il-nam, he lost the bet as the old man outside is rescued by a random stranger before midnight, which is an unselfish act.
So shines a good deed in a weary world.
So the fact is, both Wonka and Il-nam wanted to see that there were still good people left in this world.
Now feel free to rewatch Squid Game all over again and see what I mean.
Everybody was mean to the old man because they thought that he would slow them down or get them killed. But Seong was the only person that showed an ounce of kindness the whole entire time. Something that Il-nam hasn't had in a long time.
Because sometimes in the world of the rich and poor, everyone is out for themselves and themselves alone.
Probably why the VIPs were shocked to see Seong willing to throw his riches away by trying to vote out of the game.
Lately, it honestly feels like it's getting harder to find random people showing random acts of kindness these days. Oh, and just to throw another thing at you, you know how Ilnam has a front man? Well, you know Wonka has one too.
Charlie, meet Mr. Wilkinson.
Slugworth.
No, that's not Slugworth. He works for me.
Yep, Mr. Wilkinson. So let's just wrap things up.
Wonka gives Charlie the factory. And as for Seong's fate, who knows? Maybe Ilnam wants him to stop the games, change the rules, or take over.
Only season 2 will tell. But what did you think about my crazy theory? A little too much on the nose? Or was I just matching things up for entertainment? And if so, you have to admit that is pretty good.
I'm sure the creator has no idea of these two ever connecting, as I'm sure he was inspired by other things.
I just found this to be very interesting. So let me know what you think. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, guys, this is Mr. Marine, and I'm just an average girl. Stay tuned.